record in 2024 TR 204, State of Kansas versus Kristen Colleen Carter. Please announce appearances.
May it please the court, the state appears by Jill Gillette, County Attorney.
And Ms. Carter, you appear in person and without counsel, is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
And we are here on a diversion or status review. Ms. Carter, I believe you were planning to look into diversion. Did you do that?
Yes, I did.
And did you apply?
I did apply and I was to make my $100 first payment and I failed to do so. I couldn't come up with the funds. My husband passed August 2nd. And unfortunately, any funds that I did receive went to funeral arrangements and different things of that sort. So I was told just to come to court and see what we could do, I guess.
So your husband passed August 2nd?
Yes, ma'am.
So that was the last day we were in court as well. Did you know that?
I don't believe so.
We had a diversion status conference. Oh, I'm sorry, you failed to appear that day. But Mr. Dean did tell me he had sent you the agreement in treatment. So you called after court. It says you called after court. You told us you were in treatment and didn't get the Zoom link. And we told you the next hearing date and told you to call the county attorney's office as soon as possible about your diversion application. And that was about 11:45 in the morning. So did your husband pass after that?
He passed at 4 o'clock that afternoon. I didn't know I had anything to do with court on that day.
All right, well, it says you called in. I'm not sure why we have the confusion, but
I don't even remember calling in on that. I don't remember any affiliation that day with any type of court.
Do you remember being in treatment?
That was a Friday. No, I was not in treatment at that time. I was at the Oxford Living Home.
Well,
He committed. Sorry.
I don't know. All I can tell you is that I show that we had a court hearing, you didn't appear, and then what else I had said rather than repeat it all. So what are your intentions concerning these charges at this time?
Yes, ma'am. So sorry, Your Honor. I have gotten my tags, I have gotten my insurance, and I have gotten registration. Everything is legal on the car now. And I do have proof of that. And I can email anything as well.
Well, my question was, what do you intend to do? Do you intend to enter a plea, continue your plea of not guilty? Do you intend to plead no contest, or do you intend to plead?
I plead guilty, Your Honor. I did it. I mean, I didn't have tags. It was my fault.
Are you wanting to talk to an attorney about this before you proceed further, or are you waiving your right to an attorney? And I would remind you, if you cannot afford an attorney, you can apply and see if you qualify for court appointed.
I'd rather proceed. I've overcome a lot of barriers. I've been sober since April 17th. Sorry, I'm really nervous. I've been sober since April 17th of this year, and so I just want everything to go behind me. So,
all right. If you want to continue your not guilty plea, you can see if the county attorney would give you any extensions in your application. If you think you'll be able to afford the fees anytime in the near future. I
am working. I actually have 2 jobs. I just started a new one yesterday and I get paid on the 6th. So I think that, I mean, if that's in my best interest, I could go continue with the diversion.
Well, I'm not in a position to determine what is in your best interest or not. And I am not in a position to determine anything about your diversion. That's strictly between you and Ms. Gillette and her office. But I could give you a little bit of more time to see if the county attorney would give you some leeway in that completion date. And I can't speak for them. They may or they may not.
Right.
But I could offer you one final continuance for that.
If I plead guilty, is it just paying fines or
Well, if you
what?
plead guilty, let's see, you're looking at insurance, you're looking at registration, that's a misdemeanor, unclassified.
Mhm.
Liability insurance is a B misdemeanor, and not carrying your license and have it available when the officer asks for it is, I believe, a C misdemeanor or unclassified. They do carry jail time sentences. Probation is usually granted, but I can't tell you your sentence or what it is or is not before it's determined.
Okay. Oh, yeah, I mean, I'll go ahead and contact their office then and see if they want to continue with the diversion.
Ms. Gillette, do you have any objection to that procedure, continuing it and giving her time to call?
Judge, we've been working on this diversion for a long time and it hasn't happened. I don't know that I want to continue on with having the diversion process. She's had failures to appear and other issues.
Okay.
If she wants an attorney to work out the case, that's fine. If she prefers to plea on it, my position and recommendation is going to be to set up a payment plan for her and that she can get her payments in, and there might be some underlying jail time recommendations for probation, but I think that setting her up a payment plan that's stretched out over 12 months is probably better than trying to make her do the diversion payments very quickly.
Right. So, Miss Carter, it sounds like there's no point in continuing it, so you can talk to the county attorney about it, extending diversion. This is the county attorney, and she's determined she's not going to grant you diversion.
Okay, I understand.
So, and then she's told you that if you plead today, she'll recommend probation with a payment plan so that you wouldn't actually serve any jail time unless, of course, you violate your diversion, your probation.
Okay.
Do you want to waive your right to an attorney and represent yourself, as you said before?
Yeah, I'll go ahead with it.
All right. And do you feel like anyone's making you give up your right to an attorney?
No.
Okay. You're doing this freely and voluntarily on your own choice.
Yes.
All right. Then I would ask that the record, including the journal entry and the docket notes, reflect that you've waived attorney.
Okay. And Your Honor,
Yes.
I have a case in Butler County with you, and I wanted to bring that up. I hope that it's okay. I missed the last court date there. Um, I apologize. It's my fault. Things have just been kind of rocky. I have a warrant out in Butler County. I'm 3 hours from there. I have not turned myself in, to be honest, because for one, I mean, I have my kids now, and they're under my roof. I'm taking care of them on my own. My health conditions, and I haven't had time to turn myself in, and I've honestly been a little hesitant about it. So I don't know how you feel about that or what I can do with
Well,
that.
what you can do is contact the sheriff, either the Butler County or the sheriff local to you, wherever you are. You can turn yourself in and then you can post any bond that may be set in that case. But that's what I would tell anybody. But I can't take that case up, even though I may be the judge on that. I'm in a different court setting. They're both part of the 13th Judicial District, and that's how I come to be judge on both. But on that
Okay,
one,
so what do you,
I would just tell you to turn yourself in on that. What kind of
so,
charges are they?
it's just for no tags.
No tags only?
I believe so. It might be no tags and no insurance.
Do you have an attorney over there?
I don't. And you have a no bond hold on it.
How do you know all this?
My bondsman, and he's on live right now.
Your
Chris,
bondsman is here on this docket? Who's your
he's here.
bondsman?
Chris, I don't know how to pronounce the last name.
Florio?
Yeah,
Mr. Florio, are you here? I'm looking for Chris Florio, bail bondsman.
he said he would be. I don't.
So you have a bail bondsman that knows you've got an active warrant and has not turned you in or told you to turn yourself in, but he's told you what the bond conditions are. Tyson, are you here on that case?
No, that's a different bondsman, Your Honor.
Sometimes they've been covering for each other lately. So Tyson, are you here on that case for the other bondsman?
No, Your Honor, I'm not affiliated with Florio.
Well, that's good for you. But at this moment, that's good for you.
All right.
Because I have a real difficult situation. The bondsmen know they've got a warrant out and they don't turn them in. They just tell them, well, you've got a no bond hold. It's almost like you're aiding when that happens. It's almost like the bondsman is aiding them in avoiding the warrant.
Well, I'm 3 hours away. I don't know. The car, I don't know. I don't know what to do. I don't even know how to get up there to turn myself in.
What is your recommendation, knowing that she has an active warrant for failure to appear in another jurisdiction and her bondsman's helping hide her from us apparently?
Well, she needs to get herself turned in, whether she turns herself in where she's at or she comes here and turns herself in. The best thing to do is to get herself turned in so she can resolve.
Do you
Both our
want to proceed
case,
with this case? What do you want to do on this one?
I don't have
Your
a warrant on.
recommendation.
I don't have a warrant on her, and we can proceed with our case, but she does need to get turned in for Butler County because Butler County will want to get their case turned in too. Since she hasn't missed since the failure to appear a while back, where she was in the Oxford house, she would have the ability to, I mean, I can't ask for a warrant in my case because she's not bailed on my case.
Okay, well, I
But
just didn't know if you were comfortable with your offer a while ago with an active warrant. And it sounds like you are okay to do that as long as she gets herself turned in Butler County. So, Miss Carter, let's keep those two cases, those two counties separate.
Okay, sorry.
At this time, how do you plead to, I've already shown that you have waived your right to counsel on the record knowingly and voluntarily. How do you plead to count one, operating a motor vehicle in Greenwood County, Kansas on April 15th, 2024 without proper registration or tag?
Guilty.
You're admitting that you did do the act charged?
Yes.
How do you plead on count two, operating without liability insurance?
Guilty.
And that was on the same day and same time that you drove without insurance? Okay. How about you had a driver's license apparently issued, but you weren't carrying it while you were driving?
Correct. Guilty.
All right. So you plead guilty to all three of those. Is anyone making you enter these pleas of guilty today by any threats or promises?
No.
And do you understand that you do have the right to trial on each of these, but if I accept your plea, you will have waived that right and you cannot change your mind later on?
Yes.
All right. And you want to waive your right to trial?
Yes.
And you won't be able to appeal that conviction that you received because of this plea. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, I will accept the pleas of guilty as knowingly and voluntarily made. And where were you doing this driving?
I was headed back to go to rehab from El Dorado to here.
So where did the officer stop you?
I don't know the specific location. It was almost to Fredonia, I want to say.
Looks like it didn't take him too long to catch up with you. So I will And you said there was no tag or insurance and you didn't have your license.
No, I had my license. I couldn't find it.
Okay, you didn't have it with you to give to him when he asked for it.
Correct.
Okay, I will accept not only your pleas as knowing and voluntary, but also that a factual basis and jurisdiction exists. I would find you guilty of counts 1, 2, and 3. And Ms. Gillette, the state's recommendation for sentencing, please.
Yeah, the no insurance count, which is count, I believe, 2. It carries a mandatory $300 fine. The no vehicle registration carries a fine. In this case, since she's back current and has paid for the registration, I would ask for the minimal fee of $50. And for the no DL in possession, I again would ask for a minimal fine. The all of them can carry jail time, but the no proof of insurance, we're supposed to issue jail time at least on it. So I would ask for a 90-day underlying sentence, run 30 days on the other two, run them all concurrent to each other, and suspend them for 12 months probation. She'll need court cost and her fines. There's a booking fee because she was booked in. There is a request for $17.93 for restitution from the sheriff's office for medical services provided or done on this case.
Who received the medical? Was it her or one of them?
Yes, it was for Miss Carter. So it's $17.93. The county received a write-off on a good chunk of the medical bill. So we only had to pay $17.93 to them. And so I would ask for that to be included and to set her up on a payment plan. And for her to get herself turned in over in Butler County as a condition of her probation.
All right. Anything else you'd like to say before I determine what your sentence will be, Ms. Carter? You don't have to say anything further, but you can if you want.
No,
Now, you mentioned that you have 3 children living with you now?
I have 2.
2, and were they living with their father prior to his passing?
No. You might know him. His name was Andrew Henry. You probably remember in previous cases you had with us. He committed suicide in Butler.
Okay, and you were
in El Dorado County, and that's why I haven't wanted to turn myself in either, because I don't want it.
okay. Well, let's okay, so were the
Sorry.
2 of you living together at the time, or other than the fact that you were in treatment?
I left him to go to treatment, and then I brought him here to get clean, and we were on our way to I was on my way to take him to rehab, and we got pulled over, and he had a warrant out of El Dorado.
Okay.
And so when he got there, he killed himself 2 days later.
Okay, did he do that in jail or at home?
In jail. He hung
Okay.
himself in your jail, and that's why
Okay, well, who has the, okay, so you've gone through definitely gone through some things, as you said. Where are the children?
They're with me. I got them back. They
How
were
did
never
you-
out of my custody, but
Well, how did you get the children back if you were in treatment? Did you leave treatment when he died?
right. No, so Lafayette was my treatment, and I left them July 21st, and I went to Oxford. It's sober living. After Oxford, I got my kids. I lived there for about maybe not even a month.
Well,
And
tell
I got
me
my
this, what I want to know is, did you
Sorry.
leave Oxford House early?
Yes.
And your children, who was taking care of the children while he was in jail?
My mom was taking care of the kids
Okay.
while I was in Oxford.
Okay, so mom took care of the kids, now you've got them back, you're taking care of them yourself, and you live in what town? You said you're 3 hours away. What town is that?
Yeah.
Okay, is that where your mom lives too?
Yeah.
Is that where you're from?
Yeah.
Okay. And you said you're working 2 jobs. Where do you work?
I work for a cleaning company and then I work for the Joint Chiropractic.
Okay.
And I started there 2 days ago.
Okay. And does
So I'm
mom take
scared to
care of
lose my job.
does mom take care of the kids while you work?
No, they're old enough to stay home. I have a 15-year-old and a 11-year-old. They'll be 12 and 16.
You might think about counseling for them if you haven't, because boy, they've
They've started.
okay, because they've
They've,
gone probably more than you have with all of this.
it's been terrible.
I can imagine. They probably can't imagine, but I can imagine it's been
And
terrible.
they're so scared for me to turn myself in.
Okay, well, I can understand all of that because they've seen a lot. Their parents have put them through a lot, no doubt.
Yeah, we did.
All right, so on
So I
this
don't know what
case,
to do with that, Judge.
all right, well, the first thing you do is get them in counseling, get yourself in counseling and do what they tell you to. Uh, and then there's also something called family preservation services that you can voluntarily request. Ms. Gillette, she can request family pres, can't she?
Oh yeah, they even have it over where she's at.
Because I'm thinking to keep your children from being put in state's custody with all they've gone through, you might ask them to help you and they can give you all kinds of direction. They deal with families like this because at the rate you're going, I'm surprised those kids aren't in state's custody, frankly. Have you talked to anybody from DCF or family preservation?
No, I haven't. And they had a steady home with my mom.
Okay.
Unfortunately, we lost our home and everything. I
Who's
believe you
gonna do
remember
that?
we were evicted, and then after that, I started using drugs because I have a brain tumor, and that was my way to cope because I couldn't get anything to help the pain. But my sober date is August 16th, and I had never used drugs previous. I was only on drugs for about a year, almost 2 years actually. But now I'm clean. I'm back to where I'm good. My kids are good. I got a house.
Well, your kids may be better now than what you've seen them, but keep in mind, your drug
Yeah,
use, dad's drug use, your arrest, dad's suicide. That
it's
is
been
just,
hard.
you keep those kids in counseling and you make sure that they're talk to their school, let their school know what's going on so that,
I have.
okay.
I'm just worried about the warrant and Butler.
Well, you better be worried about those kids first and foremost. But all right, let's get on with the business at hand here, which it all
Thank you for your
interplays.
advice.
It all plays together. One affects the other. They're like dominoes. All right, so on count 1, as the state recommended, a $50 fine, and that fine could be up to $2,500. So think about that next
Thank you.
time you're in a bind with your tag. $50 fine. I'm going to give you a 30-day sentence, but it will be suspended provided you're successful on probation. And we'll talk about that a little bit more shortly.
Okay.
Count 2, I'm going to follow the state's recommendation of a minimum fine that's required by law of $300 for driving without insurance. That's just the first time. If you do it again, it goes up.
Right.
90-day sentence instead of the possible 6-month. And then on count 3, this is probably a lower fine than I've ever gone, but I'm going to go with $25 fine and a 30-day sentence, suspended concurrent. Your court costs will be $108, booking fee $45, restitution to the Greenwood County Sheriff $17.93.
Okay.
And then you're going to have what's called a supervision fee of $60.
Okay.
And the reason that you're going to have a supervision fee is I am going with the recommendation for 12 months probation, but with everything you have on the table here, I'm going to recommend I'm going to order that be 12 months reporting probation. You will need to call as soon as this hearing is over to the 13th Judicial District Probation Office 316. I'm going to order that you turn yourself in on that Butler County warrant. And I'm not going to change the no bond hold, because when I give you a no bond hold, it means because I've had a problem with your attendance or something. Now, I can understand the children's fears and your apprehension, but it's something that they probably taught you in rehab. You have to face the consequences of your addiction and you have to deal with them. But you'll probably, with that.
How long will I be in jail? I mean, if I don't
I
have
can't say for sure, but I would think that if you turn yourself in on the weekend, you'll see one of the judges over there at 1:30 on probably a Monday. And then they will probably either modify the bond or set you on Judge Lee's expedited docket, because mine is so crowded over there. I wouldn't see you until January. So we're not going to let you sit in jail that long. They'll probably get you on Judge Lee's docket or grant you a bond. But the problem with that is until you turn yourself in, there's not much we can do about it.
Right. I'm going to lose my job. Okay.
Well, we don't want you to lose your job.
Judge,
I work on the weekend.
Hold on, Ms.
Judge,
Gillette.
I'm just assuming you adopted the fines that I recommended.
I did. I adopted your recommendations for sentencing. Plus the provision.
Are you ordering the restitution for 1793? Are you ordering that?
I ordered it. I ordered everything you asked for, plus the $60 supervision fee. So we have 1793 restitution to the sheriff, $60 supervision fee, 45 booking fee, 108 court costs, $50 on count 1 plus 30 days, 300 on count 2 plus 90 days concurrent, $25 on count 3 plus 30 days concurrent, and of that, a 1/12 of that. Oh.
Somebody clicked on whiteboard.
I see that. I was trying to figure out if I did that, but I don't know how to do that, so I don't think I did. Missy, do you know how to get rid of that? It can only be closed by the host or the person that put it on there. All right. Okay. So any other questions about that, Ms. Gillette?
Nope, I just want to make sure it was clear on the journal entry for her and that we would split that up into 12 months.
And would you please put in the journal entry, she's to call probation and report by phone immediately after this hearing. And I have given the number 3163, because I understand even though this is a Greenwood case, they all start at that main number.
Yes, and I wrote that down.
Contact the clerk. No. I will revisit that when I get back into my Butler County docket. I will revisit that. Why don't you? And I don't like doing it this way, but if you contact Butler County later today, I'll see if I can maybe find a docket to put you on and work with you some on that warrant over there.
Oh my God.
Well, don't get your hopes up. I'm just saying maybe. But who was that bondsman that knows you're wanted and told you what the no bond hold was? You said that was that Ron Florio that did that?
It's Chris.
Chris Florio did that.
And I've been in contact with him. Maybe that's why I don't know. I don't want
it is, you know what? We don't let bondsmen sign up in this jurisdiction for the purpose of hiding people from us. It's to turn them in. And I just had this conversation with a bondsman, I think last week. Don't do that. If you're gonna do
Is
that.
he
don't even
supposed
take
to
us-
come get me, or is that what they're
Yeah, he's
supposed
supposed to get you to us one way or the other, but we've got a lot going on here, so.
to? Sorry.
No, it's not your fault. You just did what your bondsman told you. Um,
Oh, I don't want him mad.
make sure Missy knows how to get a hold of you. Missy, do you have her contact, her Zoom, whatever?
Can I give you my phone number too, Missy? It's updated.
Says anything they need you to sign so they can freely communicate to make sure you're staying off the drugs,
Absolutely.
and tell them where you work and anything they need you to sign,
Okay.
because they're here to help you be successful, but you've got to do the work yourself.
I understand 100%.
Stay clean, stay sober, follow all
I
of the
will.
rules. You're gonna go over standard rules. Okay, that being said, do you have any questions, Miss Carter?
I don't believe so.
Okay, and you know how to contact the clerk at Butler County?
Yeah. Is it Lori?
She's with
Is
the
that-
sheriff's office.
Is that her name?
That's who
Laura?
if you're gonna turn yourself into the sheriff, you call Lori.
Okay.
You can also turn yourself into your sheriff down there in Joplin, and he can notify Butler County that they have you, that you've turned yourself in.
And then they'll come get me here.
Well, they can come get you, or they will just, yeah, you can go to their office and just turn yourself in, and they will have to come get you.
Okay. And you said to call the clerk later this afternoon?
Right. Well, you can call the clerk anytime, but I won't be able to address your case until later this afternoon or Monday, because I'm typing in court all day. Okay, I'm going to let you go, Miss Carter, because I think I have I have a lot of cases left today, so I'm going to let you go.
All right. Well, have a good day, and
Thank
thank
you,
you.
and I hope
Thank you for your advice, and thank you for everything.
Well, I pretty much have given you orders, but I did give you some direction. I'm not really here to advise as much as but I do give
Right.
you good thinking, hopefully. All right, Ms. Carter, you're excused at this time.
Thank you. Have a good day, Judge.
Thank you. You're welcome.
Have a good day, Missy.